This is KGW News at 11.
Good evening, friends, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Galen Edlin. We begin with one Portlander's mission to keep drivers safe while also reducing unnecessary traffic stops. It's about addressing issues of public safety and social justice through one small service, changing a broken taillight. Here's Alma McCarty.
During a Saturday cleanup in Portland's Richmond neighborhood, people living nearby or folks just passing through
This is a great service.
might have noticed Don Merrill and a sign for his nonprofit See and Be Seen,
I also printed it this way so that when they drive by, they look up in the rearview mirror and read it.
announcing burnt-out taillights can be replaced here.
When you see enough of these, you just get to know it.
Volunteers inspect and change the dead light bulbs.
Looks good, but it's not.
A lot of people don't even know that they have a light that's out.
The small but important service.
In some neighborhoods, that's a bigger deal than in other neighborhoods.
Merrill's mission started a couple of years back.
For this one little narrow thing, I'm very committed to it.
His intent to reduce the number of people getting pulled over by police for a minor equipment violation.
My concern when I hear about people being pulled over for a taillight is that it can become a dangerous situation for people in the community, especially people of color, is what I've noticed when I read the news.
It's a really difficult issue, and this is just a tiny little thing that I'm doing. I mean, this is not going to change the world, but I'm hoping that, you know, someone who comes to get a bulb replaced because they don't want to get pulled over by the police, whether it's because of public safety or whether it's because they don't want to be profiled, that's what I'm here for.
In March, Governor Brown signed Senate Bill 1510 into law. Part of that legislation aimed at cutting down on unnecessary police stops and interactions by prohibiting officers from initiating traffic stops for minor issues.
I would say it is a step in the right direction. You know, every little bit is a step in the right direction.
But Merrill says he'll wait to see whether this new law makes a difference.
You know, police are police. They're going to do what they do, and I'd like to think that that will mean fewer stops, but you just don't know.
So he and his volunteer team will continue this outreach.
Like I said, good as new.
The more bulbs that get changed, the more conversations people have, maybe those police stop data numbers will go down. You know, that would be a nice goal.
Now, Merrill says he's reached out to many Portland neighborhoods about hosting similar events. He hopes now that the pandemic has waned, more might be interested in having this free service during other community events. Galen?
And such a helpful service anyway. So Alma, thank you very much for sharing that. All right, we now have a consumer alert for the rest of you. The CDC is recalling multiple kinds of Jif peanut butter because of potential salmonella. The recalled peanut butter was distributed nationwide in stores and other outlets. And they all have lot numbers next to the use by date. So to see if your peanut butter falls under that recall, just head over to KGW.com to look up the story. Well, Clackamas County is taking more steps to make sure every ballot from last week's election is counted ahead of a June 13th deadline. Thousands of ballots, as you know, were sent out with barcodes that could not be counted by machines. And since then, the county is duplicating ballots to process them by that deadline. Yesterday, the county counted more than 4,500 ballots, but has received more than 113,000 so far. We also have more about those efforts on KGW.com, and we'll keep you updated right here. Today, some local youth have new tools to work toward possible real estate careers. This was geared toward BIPOC youth. And to put on this event here, the Real Life teamed up with several organizations helping people in the community. Several employers taught 14 to 24-year-olds about wage expectations and general information about sales, lending, design, and more. Organizers say events like this are vital to get more diversity into the industry.
I feel like events like this, especially when you have it in such a main space of the community, it brings others out. It brings light to others that might not know much about it and don't know where to go. So I think it just gives more opportunity to people around.
Today's event was about more than simply connecting with potential jobs. It also explained the history of racial discrimination in housing. The American Red Cross is again working with Portland Fire and Rescue to make sure every home in the Lentz neighborhood has a working smoke alarm. Volunteers were out today helping give out and install more than 200 free smoke alarms for families vulnerable to home fires. This is part of a nationwide Sound the Alarm initiative to install 50,000 alarms in more than 50 at-risk communities this month. If you or someone you know needs smoke alarms, you can contact the Portland Fire and Rescue Hotline. The Portland Water Bureau is making some changes to how it treats your water. It says it makes our Bull Run water supply safer when it comes to lead contamination. Our Tim Gordon explains.
On a fittingly rainy day recently, we got a tour of some new equipment that's part of better protecting the health of nearly 1 million people who use Portland's water.
Exactly the thing that makes the Bull Run so wonderful, that there's nothing in it, is what makes it so corrosive.
According to the Water Bureau's Kimberly Gupta, the problem with corrosion is that it attacks any lead-based plumbing that remains in homes and businesses. By adding small amounts of two naturally occurring substances, pH and alkalinity is adjusted, making the water from the Bull Run watershed less corrosive. The day we toured the Lusted Hill treatment facility near Sandy, a load of soda ash was being delivered. It is one of the things the Bureau is using. There are 2 silos that hold the soda ash, which is similar to baking soda. A large horizontal tank holds the other ingredient, carbon dioxide, which is injected into the water as well.
So that's going to help reduce the corrosivity of Bull Run water, to help decrease the amount of lead that could come into our water from some home and building plumbing.
Adding this equipment and treatment program came out of an agreement with federal regulators in 2016. The city recently started adding the substances in steps to test its effectiveness at neutralizing the corrosiveness of the water. And if you're worried about noticing a difference in taste,
and nobody wants the wonderful Bull Run water to change. It's great. We love it the way it is. No, the Bull Run water, your taste from Bull Run water will not change.
That's important because, after all, Bull Run water is pretty popular.
We're the best, of course. I might be biased. No, that's not fair. A lot of folks have really great water. We're just very lucky to have some of the best water quality in the world.
Tim Gordon, KGW News.
It's one of my favorite things about returning home a couple years ago was the water quality. Well, the city's next major investment is a new water filtration facility to remove some microorganisms and other potential contaminants, and federal regulators require that to be completed in 2027.